Sup shitters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SB Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track by an artist named Glenn Murawski. Murawski, I think that's how you say it. This track is titled The End of Sadness. Without further ado, we're going to switch over to here. Apparently Glenn has been working on a compilation recently, and this is one of the new tracks. So we're going to listen to this and we're going to hear what we think. Is that a harp? There's a pad underneath that I'm kind of digging. Very soothing music, isn't it? Oh. A little bit of dissonance there, but it's welcome. It's meditative, isn't it? You can kind of get lost in it. I'm immediately very relaxed by this. Trying to pinpoint what specific kind of instrument this is, the new edition. What kind of woodwind is it, I wonder? I think it is like an acoustic performance. You can hear the reed sound in it. Nonetheless, it's very articulate. I'm liking the layer and the development of the main sort of motif throughout. Does kind of sound like I'm in the middle of a field surrounded by flowers in the night sky. Excellent, we've got some strings in here now as well. So fresh. There's beautiful overall harmony going on here. Very complex, but nonetheless welcome. I do wonder where this is going. I wonder how many more layers are going to be added to it, or whether this is kind of like this is the kind of the top. This is top rung. I feel like I could fall asleep to this. Is there a theremin involved in here somewhere? This is like, I want to sort of talk about what's going on here in terms of the overall harmony with the different instruments intermingling. It's really quite impressive because there are some intervals here that are sort of present that on their own, with that context, would be sort of very unpleasant. But somehow Glenn Murawski has managed to put these ingredients together into a concoction that actually seems to make sense. Despite that sort of the potential for it to be kind of ugly with this many parts, it's structured in a way where it's still kind of very pleasant to listen to it and almost sort of quite relaxing. I don't feel threatened by it. And that's huge. A lot of music is quite in your face, you know? This is more of the opposite. It sounds like it's trying to hold you up. Is that it? That's it. It's just ended. That's crazy. What a wild ride that was. I wasn't expecting the End of Sadness to be like this at all. I mean, how it started with that kind of plucked harp, and it continued with those strings additions, and there was a bit of woodwind in there as well, and a little bit of a pad underpinning that initial harp. For a track to go 5 minutes, and for it to feel like 30 seconds is something to behold and to sort of pay respect to. And I generally, I think the problem that you get with some music that I listen to is that I review is that a lot is thrown at you at the start, and that's kind of the climax. The climax is right at the start. Glenn built it up over time. He sort of made you work for it a little bit, but then it was so... I feel like I'm going to have a really good sleep tonight after listening to this. And I think that's kind of the point, isn't it? I mean, there's a million different ways to wake a listener up with the tunes that you're creating. And, you know, the End of Sadness is... See what I mean? I've still got 2 more reviews to do after this. I need to wake up. But look, to be able to sort of corral these different influences and put them into a 5-minute track that sounded cohesive and together and musically very mature. Like, congratulations to Glenn for making a song that never sort of had a dull moment. It just, he knew how to keep the song going and going and going in a way that did not sound repetitive because of the strategic points of layering and adding instruments and taking stuff away. You know what I mean? It is possible to have the same sort of musical idea for a straight 5 minutes without it becoming boring, and the End of Sadness is proof of that. And the mixing as well was very good. I initially had some concerns about a little bit of sharpness in the strings, but the mixing and mastering sort of balanced that out, especially once all the other instruments were in and the compressor took a bit of the edge off a little bit. And it was nice. So yeah, best of luck to Glenn Murawski on the End of Sadness. If this is what the rest of his releases are like, I think I need to make a playlist for when I'm meditating. It's really beautiful stuff. I'm looking on his page. He's got Lucid Reveries, Dark Contemplations, Peaceful Reflections. This is kind of the vibe I think that Glenn is going for when I'm describing, and so in that respect, he's incredibly successful. And if you're looking for music like this, Glenn Murawski is your man. Hopefully I'm pronouncing Murawski right. But thank you for watching this review of Glenn Murawski's The End of Sadness. Please do check out his various social medias and his Bandcamp, and support him if you enjoy it. Stay cool, stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as need to help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. I'm just making sure I haven't forgotten anything. Yeah, I guess if we were just to talk about one thing before we finished, just because I know it was a 5-minute song and I don't want to cut the review too short. The End of Sadness... yeah, it did kind of sound like it resolved in the end. It sounded like there was a bit of battle with the sadness to try and sort of remove it from the premises, but the angst dissolved. It was peaceful, and it kind of faded out at the end. I liked that. I think that throughout this track, which is really spot on. Please do remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time as need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. I'll catch you next review. Spider Hands out.